Didi may preside over a multi-billion-dollar empire, but even his wealth and influence cannot shield him from the stark realities of incarceration. Beneath the veneer of opulent mansions, private jets, and chart-topping success lies a new grimmer reality, a collision with prison life that threatens to tarnish his carefully curated image. The very streets that once crowned him a cultural icon have now become the backdrop for a perilous saga fraught with vendetta and long-buried secrets that could unravel his legacy. Central to this unfolding drama are the intense rivalries and unspoken tensions that characterize life behind bars. Didi, now confined to a stark and restrictive environment, faces the same constraints as any other inmate. Stripped of his accustomed luxuries, he is entitled only to basic provisions, such as a standard-issue commissary tracksuit and sneakers. The accumulation of personal possessions is as strictly regulated, with routine inspections ensuring compliance and preventing contraband. Stockpiling reports suggest that Didi is being housed in the Special Housing Unit SHU, a facility notorious for its reliance on isolation to maintain order. This environment effectively severs inmates from the general prison population, and while it may serve as a protective measure to mitigate risks posed by potential adversaries, it also imposes profound psychological strain. Even high-profile figures like Didi are not exempt from this harsh regimen, enduring long hours in solitary confinement under unyielding surveillance. This stark contrast between his former life and his current circumstances underscores the profound dissonance of his experience. Once surrounded by adulation and the finest luxuries, Didi now navigates the desolation of incarceration. The days are marked by unrelenting monotony, stringent regulations, and a relentless erosion of autonomy. Each movement is scrutinized, every action monitored, leaving little room for individuality or comfort. The physical setting of his confinement mirrors this deprivation. His cell, sparsely furnished and devoid of indulgences, contains only the bare essentials: a bolted bed, a compact sink and toilet, and a single harsh fluorescent strip of light. This Spartan environment is meticulously designed to prioritize control and minimize the trapping of comfort, underscoring the severity of his new reality. For Didi, the isolation and austerity of prison life stand as a stark and humbling departure from the lavish existence he once epitomized. Each morning, Didi is required to adhere to a regimented routine, including the meticulous making of his bed, cleaning his cell, and maintaining essential hygiene standards, tasks that extend to scrubbing his sink and toilet. These duties, emblematic of the unembellished reality of incarceration, are stark departure from the privileges of his former lifestyle. Gone are the gourmet meals prepared by private chefs or served in upscale establishments. Instead, Didi now subsists on the prison's austere offerings: powdered scrambled eggs, inexpensive bread, and other low-cost, nutritionally minimal foods. While regulations stipulate that inmates receive at least 1,800 calories daily, the quality and presentation of these meals leave much to be desired. Cold and monotonous, this institutional fare highlights the dramatic contrast between his previous life of culinary indulgence and his current subsistence. Although the commissary provides a limited reprieve, allowing inmates to purchase modest luxuries such as candy, coffee, and basic necessities, Didi's spending is capped at $160 every 2 weeks, a mere fraction of the vast wealth he once wielded. This allowance underscores the restrictions he faces, unable to replicate the opulence that defined his former existence. One of the most profound challenges of prison life is the pervasive lack of resources and intellectual stimulation. Didi's access to knowledge and entertainment is likely confined to the jail's electronic law library, which has drawn criticism for being poorly stocked and inadequately maintained. With recreational opportunities and meaningful intellectual engagement scarce, the toll on his mental health cannot be understated. Extended periods of isolation, minimal human interaction, and the absence of enriching activities are known to exacerbate anxiety, depression, and even paranoia. The physical conditions within the facility further compound these hardships. Reports paint a grim picture of unsanitary living quarters, plagued by mold-infested showers, malfunctioning plumbing, and a pervasive lack of cleanliness. Chronic maintenance issues leave inmates contending with unresolved repair requests, with over 800 such work orders documented in a single month alone, a testament to the deteriorating state of the infrastructure. This facility is also infamous for its endemic violence. Incidents of assault and stabbings are alarmingly frequent, with inmates gaining access to improvised weapons amidst an environment of inadequate supervision and insufficient medical care. For high-profile prisoners like Didi, the risks are particularly acute. His wealth, celebrity status, and the nature of his charges make him an attractive target, potentially endangering his life among inmates. Harming or even killing a figure of his stature could be perceived as a mark of distinction. Consequently, substantial resources may be necessary to ensure his safety, with personal protection becoming an indispensable yet costly requirement within this perilous setting. The correctional facility housing Didi has a notorious reputation for its history of brutal assaults and deadly violence. In this volatile environment, a high-profile figure like Didi would inevitably become a prime target for inmates seeking to bolster their status. As one former inmate starkly noted, "You don't last a minute in the general population." If you're a high-profile target, the decision to place Didi in isolation underscores the gravity of the risks he would face if integrated with the general inmate population. Given the heightened danger, it is anticipated that Didi will remain in protective custody for the entirety of his incarceration. While this measure is designed to safeguard vulnerable individuals from harm, it introduces its own array of challenges. Life in protective custody is inherently isolating, with minimal interaction and an omnipresent undercurrent of unease for someone like Didi, who once thrived in a world of opulence, influence, and constant social engagement. The transition to a confined, solitary existence is both stark and harrowing. Even within the confines of protective custody, the threat of violence lingers, and the mental strain of isolation can exact a significant toll. The mogul's physical safety may be prioritized, but the psychological toll of prolonged solitude and constant vigilance is inescapable. Didi's current situation is a far cry from the lavish lifestyle he once epitomized, leaving him to grapple with the stark realities of incarceration. Efforts by Didi's legal team to secure his release on bail have been met with resistance. Despite proposing a $50 million bond, the presiding judge denied the request, compelling him to continue enduring the harsh conditions of the facility. His attorneys have publicly decried these conditions as deplorable, painting a grim picture of his struggle to adapt to life behind bars. Didi's dramatic fall from grace is a testament to the unforgiving nature of the prison system, the harsh realities of his confinement, including the ever-present threat of violence, the unrelenting surveillance, and the psychological impact of isolation, stand in stark contrast to the extravagance and adoration that once defined his existence. As he awaits trial, the once revered music mogul is confronted with the sobering truth that wealth and fame offer little refuge from the punitive and unyielding environment of incarceration. In conclusion, the journey of Didi comes from a life of unparalleled luxury to the stark realities of incarceration serves as a sobering reminder of the equalizing force of the prison system. Stripped of his wealth, influence, and comforts, Didi faces an existence defined by isolation, austerity, and danger, a far cry from the opulence that once surrounded him. His story underscores the harsh conditions and psychological toll of confinement, revealing the profound challenges even the most high-profile figures must endure behind bars. As his legal battles continued, Did he fall from grace stands as a poignant testament to the unyielding nature of justice and the realities of life in prison. And thanks for watching Celebrity Spill, guys.